So, Desmond.
Yes.
You note that your sidecar companion has been struck. It got slashed. Stinger stabs him, kind of makes a noise, and then it's just like a karate dart, like, that wasn't it. And just kind of locks up inside the thing, and you notice Alexandra is tipping slowly as the cart is, like the sidecar's moving around. It looks like they're about to go over the side and plummet to the ground 200 feet below if you're not careful. Hey, Dolly, it's your turn.
Oh, man.
A lot happened.
Yes, it did. So can the rest of the group hear us? Or are we quite separated out at the moment?
They're about 70 feet apart, so you would have seen that there was a lot of exploding, and then there was a lot of stabbing, and now it looks like Alessandra is about to go pitching out of the sidecar, clearly wounded, is about to go pitching out of the sidecar.
I'm not driving this thing.
But you know what? If you wanted to like try and spur it and guide it from like be a backseat driver, you could do that. You could be just like my ex-wife.
You're going to owe me at the end of this. But yes, I will attempt to do that.
Ex-wife. Yes. Yeah. The worst. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, it got cold up here. We're having fun though. So you're going to try and spur it forward then. Fantastic. It responds well. You have 90 feet of movement. They're about 70 feet away.
Okay. Am I sort of pushing Surgeon out of the way?
Like kind of lean forward and like kind of hand over face. Like.
All right. I'm just gonna right.
Yes, I like that you.
I've got a plan.
What are you doing?
You know what? You have inspiration because you actually put your hand on her face to get her out of the way. So there you go. I like that.
So yeah, I'm gonna just look. I know we're not friends, horse, but this has got to be done because
its name is Fabio.
I know we're not friends, horse, but this has got to be done. So I'm just gonna really roughly steer it and sort of just sort of make my way over there and kind of reach out as like trying to grab a hold of anything, a scruff of anything, to try and stop the momentum from catching.
Okay. Please make me a dexterity or acrobatics check as you kind of reach out to grab Alexandra's hair.
Ow.
You're frozen, man. You're paralyzed.
13.
13 is sufficient. Yes. You kind of knot your hands. While you are paralyzed, it's kind of like the difference between being anesthetized and paralyzed if you're going in for surgery. That shit hurts.
Yep.
So you've just grabbed a hold of the hair. So no longer falling out. Now you're kind of riding sidecar to the sidecar.
I immediately regret this decision.
Yes, because there's also an infernal wasp the size of a horse.
Cool.
That is very close to you now.
Surgeon, it's on you.
Hey, Surgeon, it's your turn.
I'd like to think I'm giving her the silent treatment, but really I just have no response to her commandeering my vehicle. So I'm going to try and cast telekinesis on this lump of bones and push him back into the cart and kind of stabilize the goat so it doesn't go careering into the ground.
I like it.
Okay.
Stabilize.
Yeah.
So, oh, God dang it.
Oh, now you don't roll a natural 20.
So I cast 7 with my spellcasting ability, and it's against your strength, apparently. Can
Well,
he?
if
you
I
know
mean, he's not
paralyzed-
resisting. Surely.
Paralyzed, you automatically succeed.
Yes. Okay.
So you then wonk down like you have a handful. What color is your hair? Silver?
Silver.
Mine's blonde.
Blonde. You have a handful of beautiful silken blonde hair. You have a bald patch, but you're no longer falling out to your death. You're now laying face down in a metal tub next to
probably
a
sell
goat
this
with
later.
a paladin riding backwards on it. Speaking of which, Desmond, how are you going to be ineffective this turn? I'm kidding. What are you going to do? There's one wasp, but you are within range of it, just so you're aware.
Lay hands.
All right.
So I'm gonna. No.
Yay!
Exactly. Yay! Yeah, there we go. I don't
See?
need to roll for this, right?
No, there's no. You can use your lay on hands to end the poison condition.
Yes.
Guess what?
N cure poison
Yes.
and heal her back to full.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Desmond, I want everybody to give Desmond a round of applause for being super effective.
Competent.
Alessandra, you are short on hair, but no longer paralyzed, and you are safely inside the sidecar. There is a wasp about 5 feet away from you.
Just gonna reach
You're welcome.
Wake up.
Yes, thank you. And I'm just gonna turn on this thing. Did you describe us earlier that we're flying above the river Styx?
Yes,
And how far down is that river Styx?
about 200 feet.
Oh, okay, that's not. I was gonna try and make it dive bomb into the river Styx, but
I like where your heart's at, though. That's good.
Dive into the river Styx?
I was gonna command it dive. And try and make it go down.
You know what? I'll allow it.
If I command it, if it fails.
Hell yeah.
Okay, sure. Let's do that. I will cast command.
Oh, yeah.
Dive.
Okay.
Down into
Wisdom
the-
save, I believe.
I believe so. Yes.
Fantastic.
Spell save DC is 16.
Doesn't matter. I rolled a 3.
Down.
Its wings beating furiously, making like that horrible wasp noise, only way louder. Its multifaceted eyes kind of staring down at you, freezes, and then plunges right, like jostling your sidecar as it plunges down directly into the river Styx.
I want to do a golf clap from the back of my nightmare.
That's the
Just
last
get a golf
picnic
clap.
you'll ever ruin, wasp.
I'd like to think that I still have telekinetic control of the goat because I don't trust them not to like
I don't blame
That's
you.
pick it
fair.
up. So
That's fair.
Why would you not trust a goat?
So as you have telekinetic control over this, you notice the goat just goes limp. Like the fact that you're providing like the stability, it's like, oh God, I don't have to do anything now. It's so good. Oh my Jesus. So there
like the
is
goat.
a kind of a kind of smoking opening about halfway down, where it looks like you could probably fly in and be inside of the ship. Or you could fly to the top, or what do you guys want to do?
Are we leading the way?
no, you're not. No way you're leading the way.
Dive bomb out of the clouds and head down towards this smoking opening in the giant phallic object with the giant flesh phallus inside of it.
Yes!
Bill's been
I
waiting.
mean, I'm right, right? That's okay.
Yes.
Joe got all of my
Salesmanship.
phallus metaphors. It's very,
Very,
Freud-
very Dionysian.
Yes, very Freudian,
Yeah.
this adventure. So,
We fly towards the wiener as well.
Zavina?
Zavina.
we fly towards Zavina, and then we enter it. Oh, dear God. Anyway, you're inside what looks like an H.R. Giger painting. And by that I mean, actually H.R. Giger is very phallic as well, but that's not where I was trying to go with this. So it's more that kind of, it's metallic but organic, kind of at the same time, is what you see in there. And it's clearly received a lot of battle damage. There is a pair of hallways, and there are some signs in Infernal. Can anybody read Infernal? Holy
Of course you can.
I don't know what you mean by that. Lots of scholastic tomes are in Infernal. You need to read them. And I'm sticking with that story.
I'll allow it. So you see along the doorways that there is, in one direction, it says Command Deck in Infernal, and then there is another sign that says Marine Detachment.
Marine attachment.
Marine Detachment. So like
Okay.
the devils that they would send down to like attack a location.
I do like the sound of that. Okay, cool.
And you have to find the power core, basically.
I'm gonna quickly translate for these guys while noting down some notes in my research notebook and making sure Fabio's okay.
Fabio is great.
I'm sure he is, despite being manhandled.
Well, I mean, you know, look, I saved the day. Speaking of which,
did
Blondie,
you?
I sell healing spells, if that's something that
You
you're
sell
interested in.
healing spells.
Listen, there's not a lot of business to be had out here. Do you see many marks in hell? No, I gotta work with what I've got. So talk to me. Like, you know, I've
No,
got.
it's quite all right, my dear. My good friend Sir Desmond offered it for free. So
Well, you know, Desmond, you know you're just hurting the rest of us, so enjoy that cognac.
How high are the ceilings?
The ceilings are about 15 feet high.
15 feet high.
Yes.
And this the infernal writing that says command deck and marine detachment, are those doorways? I mean, are they big enough to bring the nightmares through?
They actually would be big enough to bring the nightmares through.
They are. Okay. I vote for command deck.
Yes.
I
it
want to
does
do what
help-
the emo with the big magic stick wants to do because he's
Yes.
the most capable of all of us.
Well, that certainly seems to be the case, certainly. I could also conjure a spell to try and locate an object. That may help us. We would describe the engine in detail. That may be enough.
A giant fleshy phallus.
Engine.
Take us to it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Sure.
What's up, Friday night? Take me to that phallus! Hey, I got one clap out there. Thank you, whoever that was.
You made Bill very happy.
You have advantage!
So yeah, Bill, I want to. I will take out. Probably snatch some back of the platinum blonde hair from
I was
Dolly.
going to sell that, man. Come on.
Sprinkle it kind of on the ground.
Okay.
And just whisper in Sylvan to it. Lead us to the engine. Lead us to the engine, Queen Titania, and then cast locate object.
Okay.
And describe the engine that Mad Maggie described to us.
Okay. How would it give you the instructions? Is it something that would whisper in your ear? Would it be like a sparkly trail that you follow?
It would create like little fluorescent butterflies and sprites, kind of radiant little kind of angels and sprites. What? What's the problem, Bill?
I didn't say there was a problem.
Lame.
It's like, we're going to do the Care Bear stare all the way to the penis room. So, it turns out that the trail of butterflies and sprites heads through the doorway marked command deck.
Oh, well, that was a bit of a waste of time in the end, but never mind.
But, please.
Okay. I am going to dismount my nightmare.
Okay.
And I command the nightmare to stay in this, like stay.
Okay.
Okay. I cast greater invisibility on myself.
Nice.
And I'm going to sneak down through the doorway marked marine detachment.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
And I want to sneak down, greater invisible.
Okay.
Do I see any creatures? Do I follow the hallway and see any creatures that look native to this
Excellent.
phallus?
So,
The giant thing, the ship. The ship.
Thing.
oh, the ship, yes. So, here's what we're going to do. The party has now bifurcated a little bit. See? What didn't I say? What didn't I say?
Okay, but go ahead.
So, now there's, so we're going to split screen. On the one side, we have someone that you can't see, aka Arson, moving down towards the marine detachment area. We have everybody else following a trail of sparkly butterflies through the phallus. And then where this spell pays off is the doorways. There's many different hallways and openings, and they lead in different directions, and it leads you inerringly towards where the engine room is. You notice there's a lot of damage in here, not a lot of inhabitants at this point in time, until how are you guys moving? Are you moving just like terrassing through this thing? Or are you moving stealthily?
I'd like to cast Disguise Self on myself and disguise myself as one of the hobgoblin creatures we saw riding the wasps.
Fantastic.
And I'll take lead.
Okay.
I will also go Mask of Many Faces to do the same thing. And make myself look like a hobgoblin legionnaire.
Okay. Desmond, what are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna kind of clunk on down the hall.
That's what's gonna be on my Twitter after we're done. Hashtag clunking on.
Yeah.
Can I,
Yes.
before, well, actually, now that before I part ways, I'm going to cast Seeming.
Oh.
Seeming on the party, which means that I can disguise them and increase or decrease their height.
Okay.
So I turn the entire party into the hobgoblins.
Oh.
Perfect.
That's excellent.
Excellent work, Arson. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So you're clunking along as a hobgoblin now.
Ew.
Yes.
So it's good. Excellent. So you're doing that, then splitting out.
And the little goat looks like a wasp.
Okay. I like it. That's wasp goat. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, sure.
If you're gonna clap, clap. Let it all out. Let it go. You have inspiration, sir.
That's
Great. I have a Lucca inspiration coin that I'll use.
Woo! So, as you then round the corner, clunking along, there is a doorway which you can see marked like main power, and standing in front of it are a pair of creatures that look kind of like bipedal crabs holding tridents if they were super evil. If you have, say, are trained in Arcana, make me an Arcana check. And then we're going to move on to yours.
Okay.
No.
12.
Okay. You don't know much about them, but in your studies, these are a type of being known as a Yugoloth. And Yugoloths are like, they are fiends, and they're kind of mercenaries in the outer planes. So they fight for demons, they fight for devils, they'll fight for whoever can pay their price. Okay. So, and these are Morenoloths, which are a very common kind of foot soldier in the Yugoloth armies. And they typically do stuff like this, where you can pay them and then say, stand here, guard this, kill anyone who's not XYZ.
I'm gonna shove this gal in front of me, and I'm gonna whisper to her as I do so, "They're mercenaries, do your thing."
Well, you all look like hobgoblins.
Yeah, but I'm a scholar, not a lover. Yeah, not a talker. So you seem to have a silver tongue about you.
I'm going to kick her in the shins and back off. And I might try and cast Detect Thoughts on one of the closest one to see how many are in our vicinity.
I see. Detect thoughts. Is there a saving throw for detect thoughts?
If no, only if it has an intelligence of 3 or lower.
It does not have it's not particularly bright, but it does not have an intelligence of 3 or lower. So you're getting its surface thoughts. Mm-hmm. So its surface thoughts are boredom, food, and now mild confusion because it sees all of you. And you hear a voice in your head, like just, it's very like insectoid in nature. Why are you here?
I'll step forward in the hobgoblin disguise. And Elisandra's trained as an actor. I have the actor feat. So I'm going to kind of step forward and be like, bit of breath sent us to watch the engine room. Orders from the top.
Please make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh, natural 20.
Yes.
So with a...
20 natural.
That's a 28.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
28 total.
A, they're not particularly bright. B, you are apparently, your method, super effective. So they kind of move their tridents aside and kind of glumly stare ahead and allow you to enter the engine room. And with that, the screen slides off to the left. And now we have Arson moving invisibly down to the barracks area. Okay, make me a stealth check.
Stealth check? Okay. Do I get any sort of advantage for being invisible?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Okay, not bad. Well, it's a dirty 20. We call them dirty 20s in the United States, which is a 20 not natural, but one with your bonus. So we call them dirty.
Okay. As you make your way down, there are more of the hobgoblins kind of clad in the full face horned armor, standing around. They're talking about all of the havoc they're going to wreak when they get to the place where they're going to go. After you pass them by, you reach kind of a larger kind of staging area where there is a hobgoblin in super badass looking armor. Like these spikes are extra long. The sword is big and kind of wavy, and it's got, dripping with some sort of liquid, and he's got like a battle standard strapped to his back, and he's clearly giving orders and moving people into formation. Like they're getting ready to go start some shit.
How many of them?
There looks to be about 30 hobgoblins, And then in front of, kind of in a formation, and then in front of that formation is 2 what look like maybe sergeants.
Okay.
And then there's the gentleman that I just mentioned. So a total of 33 hobgoblins in this room.
Okay. All right. I will then back my way stealthily back towards the group.
I was genuinely uncertain what you were. I was like, is he gonna try and just like, I'll kill you all. None of you leave the ship alive.
Knock, knock. Yeah. But I whisper under my breath inaudibly, I'll be back.
You are then going to head up and follow where everyone else
Follow
was?
back up. Now I've done my reconnaissance, I follow back up to the group.
Okay. So, the door, when you arrive there, there's 2 sullen-looking creatures, as I've previously described, kind of chitinous, crab-like looking beings that are standing on either side of the doorway. And the doorway is just closing as you see the last of your seeming group kind of moving through there.
How far away is this doorway?
The doorway is about 25 feet away.
25 feet away, and it's closing without me.
Yes.
Okay. Misty step
There, boop.
into the doorway.
And you guys feel like the displacement of air behind you. And it smells like brimstone. I would imagine. Does it smell like brimstone? Does it smell like brimstone?
I love brimstone. Yes, it smells like brimstone.
Fucking
yes, yes, yes.
So, displacement of air, brimstone.
Yes.
Intuitively, you think maybe arson is back, perhaps.
Okay.
All right. So you have entered a chamber where, at the center of it, there's a couple technicians. They're kind of misshapen hobgoblins, and there is another one of these creatures, such that was guarding the door, and the crystal-encrusted, pulsing mass of flesh, previously referred to as a phallus, that is. You can hear the pain of the souls being consumed to power this thing. Like there is a screaming that is both audible and you can like feel it, especially the paladins, you can feel it in the core of you. There's something incredibly horrible happening in here. The 2 technicians like kind of stop turning dials and pouring gunk into wherever gunk needs to go, and they turn, "What are you doing here? Who sent you? How'd the guards let you in? Fuck off, mate." Sorry.
Sorry, I've had it from Richard all night. It's fine. I will look at the rest of the group, and then I'll turn to the hobgoblin I know is hiding Desmond.
Yes.
And I'll put like a hand on the shoulder and just give him a look of like, this thing has to be destroyed. And then you said there's 2 technicians and then this big like guard creature.
Yes.
I'll just kind of crack my neck in the acting form, turn on it, and walk as if I'm about to have a conversation with it. And then as I reach it, I'm going to summon the guiding light, my spear, and just ram it through the chest in an instant.
Make me an attack roll with advantage.
Cool. That's a natural 20.
Wait, because we haven't got to say it yet. Who is the one person at the table that is not going to roll a natural 20? Richard. Yes, I love you guys. So your spear appears, erupts through its back, and just barely has time to register what happened before you see the life leave its eyes, and it kind of slumps back off the blade. The other one is quit farting about over there. You're making all this noise, and starts to turn and sees you with a glowing blade in your hand.
Pull it free.
Desmond, what are you going to do?
Can I attack the other hobgoblin?
Hell yeah! How is this going to happen? I'm not going to say anything. Sorry. What would Desmond do in this circumstance? If this guy raises an alarm, you are triple F screwed.
I put my hand on the shoulder of my goat, who looks like a wasp.
Yes.
And say this.
I'm playing the wasp goat.
Playing the role playing the role of goat
Say
wasp
this-
is
this
Joe
must
Manganiello.
die.
It's called rage, people.
So you put the hand on your coat.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you good with that? Thank you. And I take.
how quickly is this happening? Can I give a bardic inspiration?
Hell yeah, you can give bardic inspiration.
Okay, just to be on the safe side. Safe side.
What's that give me?
Is it a die 6 or a die 8?
D8.
D8. So you get a D8 that you can add to an attack roll.
Ooh, thank you.
Now you're
I guess we're
roll
not
a
talking
2.
about this anymore.
Now I have a whole bunch. Okay. I'm gonna make 2 attacks.
With the goat.
No, with my sword.
With your sword. Okay.
He just wanted the goat for
I was
comfort.
talking to the.
Oh, comfort goat.
I was
Okay, cool.
telling the goat.
So you're going to barrel at him with your sword.
Yes.
All right, cool. Make those attacks, buddy.
Okay.
Get ready for it.
Oh god.
I believe.
You can do it.
No, wait. Richard.
Oh man, that's like a 19.
What?
26.
Woo!
You will do it.
Yeah, finally. Okay, I want a divine smite. As well.
Okay.
And is this? It's not a fiend.
It's
though,
not a
is it?
fiend, it's a hobgoblin.
It's a hobgoblin.
Is it a fiendish hobgoblin?
No.
Undead hobgoblin? Okay. 16. 22.
So,
Oh, wait, I get another one. 27.
So, are you doing like an overhand chop or kind of a, like more of a sideways or a thrust?
Sort of like that.
Okay, so, sort of like
Sort of
that.
the worst sword form you've ever.
So you just kind of run, like run at him with your sword out?
Yeah, just straight.
But he looks like a hobgoblin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy looks like, what the fuck? And then your blade rams into him. And you channel your holy light and your anger. And you can see the light erupting around the wound. And then his eyes fill with it. And he says, it just fucking explodes all over the place. It is a kaleidoscope of meat as the hobgoblin just sprays itself all over. You are covered in gore, and now the remaining Yugoloth in there has, you can all hear telepathically. Shit. Please roll initiative.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I paid for that 20.
Yes.
Alessandra.
7.
Good job. You had 11. Now you have 7. Arson.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Arson is
Yeah.
occupied.
Yeah.
I have a 21.
All right.
I'm scheming.
And you're scheming with Richard, so I am terrified about what is about to happen. All right. Dahlia.
17.
Excellent. All right. And then the surgeon.
4.
I rolled a 4. I'll be going last. All right. And last but not least, Desmond.
17.
What? Dude!
Yes.
Your worm has turned, my friend.
I'm winning. I'm gonna win D&D tonight.
You sure are, Richard. You sure are.
You sound like you're
Can I get
talking
food after, right?
to a little kid that doesn't know that something really bad's about to happen. You sure are, buddy. You're going to make it. All right. So let me roll some initiative. Oh, my God, you guys. Okay. In this combat, Arson, you are first.
Okay.
About 15 feet away.
That's right. So seeming is a spell that does not require concentration. Therefore, the hobgoblins who are transformed stay in that form for 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
Or
man.
so I choose. What I'm going to do now is I start to appear, like reappear.
Oh, I see.
So you can see like this, first the outline of me, and then this kind of translucent figure of me appears. And as I start whispering, and I start drawing glyphs in the air. And as I do, I say, "Monster within, reveal yourselves." And as I say that, you both, the paladins, feel a burning sensation inside of their guts as the hobgoblin skin rips apart, and out come twin Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
Holy shit.
So metal. Oh my god.
Do they look like fiendish and shit?
With flames, like they're made out of blue flame.
I like what's just happened. There is a telepathic message coming from the being. Ah, shit. Wow. Anything else, Arson?
No, that is all.
Okay. Dahlia, I don't know how to tell you
Stats
this.
for Tyrannosaurus Rexes?
Yeah,
okay,
give me that.
great.
I don't know how to tell you this, Dahlia. There are Tyrannosaurus Rexes in the cavern. It is very fucking crowded in here now.
Okay.
You just watched the two paladins tear themselves open into dinosaurs. What do you want to do?
My stomach was iffy before. Now I really want to throw up. That's what I really want to do. But so who is closest to us right now?
There is a single opponent about 15 feet away from you.
Okay. Can I cast Crown of Madness?
You can absolutely cast Crown of Madness. What type of saving throw do I need to roll?
That is Wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. All right. Let's say, hypothetically, I got a 15.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be A, good, or B, bad?
That would be not great for me.
Is that your way of saying that I made the saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. So the crown starts to form around its head, but then it like steals itself and the magic shatters away.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like where your heart's at.
I've never been a T-Rex in D&D before.
Hashtag he's never been a T-Rex before. That was I'm going to be crushing it on Twitter tonight. It's going to be great. Desmond, you're a dinosaur. What the fuck are you going to do?
Okay, so there's only one.
There's one opponent looking up at two dinosaurs.
But there's also the engine, right?
There is also the engine.
I want to bite the engine.
You're going to bite the phallus, are you, sir?
I believe
Like a big
damage.
shawarma, you know? Like,
Yes! Yeah, what do you think?
Yes.
we would in the UK we would say gobble the phallus.
Life really does find a way.
Oh, I don't care what happens. This is amazing. So, you're going to bite the fleshy, crystal-encrusted
shawarma of death.
shawarma of death that is powering this thing. You know what? You don't even need to make an attack roll. You're a dinosaur, and it's a column of meat. So, please roll your bite damage, sir.
Oh, okay.
This is 4d12 plus 7. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Jim.
7. 10. That makes 10. 17.
Oh.
17. 29.
Good lord.
36. 36.
36 points of damage. Your teeth chomp into it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can feel the crystals shatter against your newly formed Tyrannosaurus jaws, and it's like
I can't use the tail because it's going to be the other creature. Oh, yes.
so it's like you're eating Smarties, only evil. As they kind of shatter in your mouth, and you feel the flesh kind of rip and tear, and this ichor goes kind of spraying out. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw because you just bit into meat, that shawarma that's made out of evil.
Okay. Do I have a T-Rex constitution?
You do. Let's see what you got.
Ladies and gentlemen, hashtag do I have a T-Rex
Plus 4.
Constitution?
Okay.
The answer is yes.
It's right here.
Yeah!
Natural 20!
Natural 20!
Oh my God in heaven.
Really hard
Keep
to
these
read.
dice. Keep these dice.
No, you're right.
No, this shit is turned, man. He's on fire right now. You will only take 12 points of necrotic damage.
Oh, okay.
As this infernal energy goes coursing
nothing.
through you, and it starts to, like, kind of this lightning made out of void starts to shoot around the room, and the lights start to flicker, and the machine starts to shake really badly. What you're doing is having the intended effect. That was, and Desmond, you said you were going to try and hit the creature with your tail?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweet.
yes.
Do it.
That's my second thing.
Make it happen.
Plus 10.
I believe in you. You're going to roll 1.
19.
Oh, that is a hit.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get 3d8
3d8
plus 7.
Yep.
Okay. 10. 13, 20.
20 points of damage. Your tail smashes into it, kind of knocks it down to one knee. There's some kind of cracks on its chitinous armor, and it stands back up. And it hoists its spear aloft. And then it turns, and instead of attacking you, smacks into this kind of series of iron, rune-inscribed, like, it would almost look like a nunchuck if it had like 3 sections and runes on it, and smashes it. And a keening wail starts like, beep, beep, beep. It can't give you the finger, but if it could, it would. The other thing it is going to do is it is going to take, it has, so in 2 arms it's holding, it has 4 arms. In 2 arms it's holding a trident. The other 2 arms have some claws on them, and it's going to try and claw at your tail.
Can I do anything with my little...
No, you can't do anything with your tiny little
This is
T-Rex
how we should
arms.
roll dice.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so it is going to hit an armor class of 19.
That's it.
Yes.
And you will incur an entire 9 points of slashing damage. Peshaw, he says. Peshaw. Alessandra, what would you like to do?
Oh, goodness me already.
Yes.
I will follow up my good friend Dinosaur Desmond's thing. I will bite the creature and then tail whack the engine.
Ooh.
Oh, all right.
Seeing that Desmond got like necrotic goo.
Good stuff.
That's a 22 to bite the Mesoloth.
Oh, that hits. Please roll me some damage.
4d12 plus 7.
Do your attacks count as, do their attacks count as magical?
No,
Okay.
beastly. But if he successfully hits, something else happens.
I can divine smite.
Well, you'll
Oh,
grapple.
grapple him. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
So he picks it up in the mouth. T-Rexes grapple when they bite.
28 points of damage.
Ouch.
Grappled in my mouth.
Which means restrained.
And then with the tail, smash into the engine.
Okay, cool.
That is 18. Do you need me to roll to hit?
No, but I'm glad you did because that would have hit anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, just roll me some damage.
Just the damage. 3, 6, it's garbage, 13, 20.
20 points of damage. So your tail bashes into it, and it's the tissues and tendons have frayed almost to the breaking point. More of the crystal shatter. We're going to say, because you didn't bite it, you're going to take 12 points of necrotic damage as though you had made your saving throw. And the machine kind of does this huge, like, dip as the power supply kind of weakens. So everyone make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
I'm just going to assume we have 0.
Dang it.
Dex.
I'm guessing a T-Rex.
T-Rexes. Plus 0.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, just an even roll.
What kind of T-Rex do you look like, Desmond? I'm a fabulous T-Rex, obviously.
I'm kind of junky.
What?
Purple?
Yes!
Purple dinosaur.
A brownie-ish. Brownie-esque, non-trademark.
Purple? All right, we're taking requests. One purple. I can control it, so yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyone else a request?
Yeah. We good? Sweet. So, what did Arson get?
A dexterity saving throw. I rolled an 11.
Okay. Do you have a dexterity modifier?
Well, yes, I do. Yeah, my dexterity modifier is 3. If it feels like I'm going to get tossed, or I might want to use my inspiration.
You feel like you're gonna get tossed.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, I'm cashing in my
Yeah.
my coin. All right. Much better. 19.
So for a second, you thought like you were gonna go ass over tea kettle.
Yes.
But you managed to kind of stabilize yourself by grabbing one of the tiny arms of a dinosaur and bringing yourself back to the ground and not going prone.
It is kind of under my control. So, well, no, actually, now it's not.
Richie, purple T-Rex, what did you get?
I got a 5,
You have failed.
but I get dinosaur advantage.
So dinosaur advantage means your head goes up and bonk hits the top, and then you fall prone on the ground. What did you get?
16.
You managed to keep, even though you have tiny arms to try and stabilize yourself, you have good footing.
I'm
So
doing
you
like a
managed to
good
stay.
shuffle. a shuffle
Surgeon,
dance.
what do you get?
5.
The surgeon goes flying up into the ceiling, whack, and takes 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you go slamming into the ceiling, and then whap back down to the ground for another 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And last but not least,
14.
14, you barely managed to keep your feet,
Ugh.
but you keep your feet.
Okay.
All right. That was Alessandra's turn. The surgeon, you are lying prone. Also, the creature was thrown down, and also lying prone. What would you like to do?
Can I hear the sound of footsteps in the distance? Does it sound like people are running towards the room?
You do hear the sound of footsteps.
You
Okay.
look like a hobgoblin.
And I look like a hobgoblin, yeah. Okay, in that case, I'd like to cast... It's just a doorway leading into here, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to cast Wall of Stone in front of the door
That is
to
a
try and
solid
prevent
choice.
anyone getting in. It's not a roll or anything, it's just... I like to imagine I'm lying on the floor and I just go... just... The door becomes blocked by a 6 inches thick wall of granite.
Ooh.
The door is pretty blocked.
Okay,
So,
cool.
well played. You know what? You get inspiration for that too. I like that.
nice.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Well done.
As we move back to the top of initiative, you just finished putting this wall of stone in front of the doorway, and you can hear lots of panic yelling on the other side of it now. There are dinosaurs in the room. There's a Yugoloth in the room. There is a phallus of shawarma of meat that is spraying necrotic energy and flesh and goo all over the place. And there's kind of a sizzling pop, and in one far part of the room, you feel the air being displaced as you see a horned devil. So they're pretty good size, has this large kind of spear. He's wearing a helm, and most horned devils have wings. This one has none, and there is a trail of dark smoke that comes out of his mouth. You know that this is bitter breath. What in Moloch's name is going on here? You're ruining everything! And he lunges forward towards the purple dinosaur, as that is the most stunning color. And he will...
That's what you get for being fabulous.
That's right!
Richard, the
I've lived
last
with it my whole life.
dinosaur. He's my friend and a whole lot more.
Did you say give him a hug?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to give him a hug with a blade. It's called a stab. It's like a hug, only lethal. So, what we're going to do here is armor class 13 and armor class 28.
Okay.
Okay? So that will do a total of 30 points of piercing damage. And then it's going to whip around with its tail, hitting an armor class 26. For
That hit.
10 points of piercing damage, it jams the tail into your side. And you please need to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. 23.
Nice.
So, you feel it's like this burning sensation in your flank, as though it was going to be very bad if you failed that Constitution saving throw, but you managed to keep it together, and nothing else happens.
Woo.
Arson.
Okay. The other shelled creature that was in the Tyrannosaurus's mouth is dead?
It is not dead. It was knocked, it was knocked up and down and is still in the T-Rex's
So
mouth.
it's still grappled but alive. This big demon came out and attacked my T-Rex friend.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast another non-concentration spell. This is getting serious here. I'm going to cast Blink on myself because I think we're in the boss battle. So I'm going to go Blink,
Okay.
and I am going to attempt to dip out to the ethereal plane.
Okay.
So I'm going to, what is that? I roll a, it's above 11, I believe. Yeah, 11 or higher. Okay, great. Yep, I blink out.
So arson disappears from view.
Yep.
And now you're standing in the same place in the ethereal,
In the
right?
ethereal, so it looks like it's shades of gray and black and white. But I'm watching the battle. I'm watching the giant dinosaurs, the big phallus of meat, and then this demon appear. But it's looking like this wispy, windy shades of gray.
Okay. Dahlia, there is a T-Rex, a fabulous T-Rex, with a Yugoloth in its mouth, and now there is a devil with a large fork, like a twin-tined fork, that just stabbed the bejesus out of the purple dinosaur. What would you like to do?
Is the devil susceptible to charm?
Maybe.
It's a good question.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Okay.
Kind of reflexively.
Natural 20.
You are pretty sure that if you were to attempt to charm this devil, you might be able to pull it off. They resist magical effects, but they can be charmed.
I'd like to try and cast Enthrall then.
Okay. What do I need to make?
That is a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. I got a 20.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. So,
Nobody claps for him getting it?
Never claps.
oh,
No
fuck,
dun-
they didn't even do that. They were like, no, Joe, we're not going to clap.
No Dungeon Masters out there. Yeah.
What?
No Dungeon Masters in the crowd.
That was for you. I like you. You're fine. Anything else, Talia?
I'll use bardic inspiration on these guys because I think they could use the help. Alessandra? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Desmond,
Yes.
what you going to do?
Bite the bad guy.
Please.
It's my little dinosaur brain figured that out.
Must bite bad guy.
You're going to bite the bad guy. What's that? Oh, 26. That close?
That is a hit, sir.
That'll hit everything in Dungeons and Dragons.
That is correct.
Okay.
They don't make those ACs that high anymore.
The Tarrasque is a 25. I think that's the
I
most.
think that is, it's, or maybe Tiamat? I don't know, but it's yeah, you're not going to get much higher than that.
34.
34 points of bitey damage.
34 points of biting damage. You tear into it, and while it seems to be made of very stern stuff, that actually hurt, and it has taken notice of you.
Oh, wait. Could I have divine smite bite?
You lose the paladin when you go full T-Rex.
Although just the name
But I'm
Smite
a
Bite,
Wizards of the Coast employee. We can bring that here.
that you don't get special dispensation because you're a
Question:
Your name's not Patrick Rothfuss, Richard.
How big is Bitter Breath?
He is large.
Oh, he's large. Okay, so it's medium or below, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a Yugoloth in your mouth, I believe.
Yeah.
You have got a Yugoloth
I
in your
will
mouth.
chomp down on the Yugoloth and then tail slap the engine.
Okay.
So, Yugoloth, only a 14. Oh, I've got it grappled, so advantage. 27.
That will hit.
So, bite. We're looking at, 1, yay. 13, 25,
Okay.
30, 37 points of damage.
37 points of damage. You chomp down, and you feel the carapace kind of crack, and this horrible tasting liquid. It's like bile mixed with things that are bad. I can't think right now, but all those like kind of coursing down your throat from cracking that thing open. It is clearly dead.
Spit it out.
It's still like.
I'll be a little sick, and then I'll tail slap the engine.
Okay, cool.
And then I will use the Bardic Inspiration. Thank you very much. That is a 25 to hit. Yeah.
Just roll me some
Just roll
damage.
some damage. 5, 9, 11, 19, 20 points.
Your tail slap bashes the rest of the engine out. Like there's an explosion. In fact, everybody make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Do they make dexterity throws on the ethereal plane?
No, you would not make a saving throw on the ethereal plane. Wah, wah, for everybody else. T-Rex purple, what'd you get?
12.
Okay.
9.
Worse.
Oh, sorry. Completely missed that.
Oh, no.
As there's this wave of necromantic energy.
Natural 20.
Yes.
You can cheer for her.
This is insane.
You have to drink now, everyone.
That's shitty dice.
It's
11.
here. Honestly, come look. Natural 20.
Everybody who got below a 15 and is not in the ethereal plane currently takes 24 points of necrotic damage.
Which means I don't have to roll for concentration.
To include Bitter Breath, who appears to stand his ground and just get bashed in the face with this energy. He looks very, very badly hurt by all of this. And you can start to feel as the ship is now, you know, like when you're in an elevator and it's going down pretty fast? That is what is happening right now. So, with that, we're going to drop out of initiative and we're going to move into something a little more freeform. I want to know, we're going to come to you in a second because you're ethereal right now.
But I'm going to reappear on my turn.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
So we are going to drop out of initiative. You have Bitter Breath in there. You have a pair of T-Rexes. You have you two. At the end, Dahlia, what are you going to do? You can, the mission has just been accomplished. The engine has exploded. You feel this thing descending, and you're pretty sure if you're in it, when it hits the ground, probably bad.
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
All right, cool. What are you going to do?
Where are we in relation to the exit here?
You would have to go past the large, angry, wounded devil in order to get out the door, but that is your only way out.
May I cast hideous laughter on them then, so to cause a bit of a distraction, so we can get past?
Oh, you want to? Yes. You're casting Tasha's?
Yes.
Outstanding. I will make saving throw.
I can get paid if the rest of them don't survive.
I fail my saving throw. So, Bitter Breath turns and picks up his weapon, and then it sounds really weird when a devil like this laughs. Like, it's not a pleasant sound. And he kind of falls to one knee and one hand, and he's prone now, just laughing uncontrollably. Are you going to run by him now?
Yes, I'm going to go, come on, guys, let's go.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast Transmute Rock on the wall and turn it into mud so we can run through it, so we're not trapped in the control room.
Oh, that's good.
Sure. Okay.
Well, no, that's like she put the stone wall up, and now it's turned into mud. It goes, bleh, kind of falls out of the way.
Yeah, beautiful.
As it falls away, the door flies open, and there's a bunch of terrified hobgoblins rattling around like peas in a can, pod, whatever. They're rattling around in the hallway, terrified, because the thing is also, you look like hobgoblins. So they're like, what is going on? So you're running past, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm heading straight to Fabio.
You can't fit through the door.
So we're still dinosaurs?
Oh, yeah.
Can we dismiss that ourselves, or can only Arson dismiss that?
I'm going to say only Arson can dismiss
Oh,
that.
Okay. I will just stomp on the devil who's currently prone and laughing, just finish him off.
You have advantage. Go for it.
I'll just, because there's nothing else we can do, right? We can't leave this room.
Not until Arson pops back into
Can't
reality.
sneak Rex out the door or anything?
You can't fit, man.
18 to hit. I just want to bite
You don't even
and
have to
stomp
roll.
him.
You are
Yeah,
just stomping the shit out of this devil as he cries out in agony and laughter at the same time.
I do a Jurassic Park
They do move in
Life finds a way.
Finds a way.
Finds a way. Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
Desmond, what are you going to do?
I'm just going to sit and maybe, do I have a cigarette?
No.
No,
You would have no way to light it or smoke it.
that's true.
Try.
So is the bad guy dead?
No, he's hurt and he's prone and he's laughing, but he's not dead.
Okay, then we're gonna do the two T-Rexes.
All right.
Can we do
so
that?
you start tearing them apart.
Yeah.
There is gore and ichor and meat flying all over the place as you're ripping this devil apart. And now, last but not least, Arson.
Oh,
You pop back into reality.
Okay, so pop back into reality. End polymorph.
Okay.
So it's just the two of you in hobgoblin form, biting into the either side of the devil. Great. And then I'm gonna fire a lightning bolt down the hallway.
Okay.
I love a
That guy
lightning
is
bolt.
hella excited that you decided to do
Lightning
that.
fan.
So you blow the shit out of a bunch of hobgoblins in the hallway.
Clear a path.
Okay. Are you looking like a hobgoblin?
I am indeed looking like a hobgoblin.
Okay.
And I run down the hall.
Okay.
Because with seeming I get to do the whole party. So
Like
lightning and this hobgoblin just takes off running down the hallway, and I'm going to move as far as I can to my nightmare.
Okay.
And if I can use my movement to do it, I'll jump on the nightmare
So,
and then roll to see. I do not go back to the ethereal plane. I remain in hobgoblin form.
you guys race down the hallway. There's pandemonium and confusion. There's bits of hobgoblin everywhere. You can feel the ship descending, and you make it to your mounts just in time to see, if you don't leave now, you're going to plummet into half in, half out of the river Styx, and it's going to be a mess. I just have to ask, does anybody want to stay?
Nope.
No.
All right. You fly away just in time as it kind of collapses into the ground, exploding in on itself. There's a huge gout of Styxian water, and your mission is complete. So, I have run over time, but there's one more thing that is going to happen. Arson, when you return and speak to Mad Maggie, she hands you a single black orb.
A single black orb.
She hands it to you, and as you touch it, you see that a brief image of a basalt pyramid standing in a desert of ash. A single red-purple star casts a ghastly light on the scene. The sky is otherwise empty. That's from Mike, by the way.
Thank you, yes. And I say to her, there is a black obsidian tower risen out of the lava fields, circled by dragons. Point me in the right direction.
She points off.
I ride off on my nightmare.
And we are done, ladies and gentlemen.
Grazie mille.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our amazing players. Uh-oh.
Lucca exclusive death save shirts. Who wants them?
Non
All
vi,
your
am-
hands better go up.
non vi ammazzate.
I got mine.
Non vi ammazzate.
Fight for them! Fight for the shirts!
Grazie.